everyone. Today we're going to be talking about how much it actually costs to buy a house. I wanted to do it outside of my house, but it's an awful day, so let's go inside. Alright, welcome back inside. I'm very excited to chat about this because this is basically the video I wish I'd had when I was trying to buy a house, or even just thinking about buying a house. Like, what does that even mean financially? The way I want to structure this is like go through my journey of what steps did I take in what order to buy a house and when did fees or costs come into the picture. The first thing was I reached out to a real estate agent. Actually, I had 3 different real estate agents because my searches were in 3 different areas. I was looking on Vancouver Island areas and I had a real estate agent there. Then I decided, no, that's not going to be my life. I looked for one in the interior of BC, so I had a different real estate agent. That was too expensive. So then I had a real estate agent here in Nova Scotia. Real estate agents don't cost any money to hire, which is crazy. I really thought that I would have to pay this real estate agent, but they get paid by the person who is selling the house. So you buying the house do not pay the real estate agent. Concurrently, while I was searching for properties online and working with my real estate agent, I also had a mortgage broker. This was another person I thought I was going to have to pay, but they get paid by the bank that gives you your loan. It's all so complicated, which is why I want to talk about it. You do not need a mortgage broker. You don't need a real estate agent, but if you're like me, and you don't know what's going on, you want to feel like you're doing things in an official way, you are understanding everything, and you can have someone who is a professional explain it to you, you'll probably use these resources. So I found a mortgage broker, and I'm so glad that I did, because they were such an asset to me every single time, which was many times, that I didn't understand something, I could ask them and they would explain it to me. Their job was to basically completely understand my financial life. So they are the ones that ask me for like pay stubs, which I don't have any because I'm self-employed. Therefore, taxes, credit history. They like do a deep dive. They then create a portfolio for you and shop it around with different banks and then come back and say, that's what your budget is. So helpful. Because when you're actually looking at houses, you can know what is your actual limit. So now we get the computer out because things get complicated once you actually find the house that you like, you agree to a price, and you say, it's time for me to actually give someone money. This is the perfect time to segue into today's sponsor, Luna, an app that helps you calm down and fall asleep. Buying a house has been one of the most exciting, gratifying, proud things I've ever done, but it has also come with a lot of stressors, and I've mentioned in videos and on my podcast that I've been having difficulty sleeping, which was why I was so excited to team up with Luna, who has created this absolutely stunning and beautiful app to help you calm down and fall asleep. The app offers you a bunch of different options like soundscapes, whether you're into ASMR, you want nature sounds, you want cafe sounds, but they also have these really beautiful adventure stories where a narrator, the most calming narrator voice you've ever heard, gets you to focus on an image or a story, and you click through and you just zone out from the real world and calm yourself down. So if you, like me, need a little bit of help right now, calming down, falling asleep, reducing anxiety, check out the link down in the description or scan this QR code on your phone to check out the Luna app. Thank you so much to Luna for sponsoring this video, and thank you to everyone who clicks on that link or scans the QR code to support the channel. Alright, so I picked the house I wanted. This house. So my price was $65,000. I do feel a little vulnerable sharing these actual numbers with you, but I think that this is what the world should be. So I'm being the change I want to see in the world. I'm sharing these actual numbers. But it's scary talking about actually how much my house cost. So the first thing was obviously the down payment. Once I said I would like to buy this house, I had to do a down payment. And I did a 5% down payment. What is going on there? Oh my god. There's a giant transport truck that I saw go down the road earlier, and he clearly can't go back, so he's slowly reversing down this entire road.
Hell yes.
That poor guy.
Yes.
There are many schools of thought on how much down payment you should pay. It's about what you're comfortable with, what you've been able to save up, and what your loan specifications are. Like, your loan may only be approved if you do a certain amount of down payment, but my mortgage broker got it so that I could pay as little as 5%, and that's what I'd saved up. That's the truth of the matter. I didn't have enough to do a 20% down payment. I had enough to do 5%. So that's what I did. But in Canada, so it's going to be different in different countries. In Canada, if you do less than 20%, you have to pay a fee, an insurance premium, which for me was $2,470. And so my down payment was only $3,250. So it was almost double because of that fee. But it still was cheaper than me paying that much and also having to do that. I was never going to reach 20% is what I'm trying to tell you. That was it. That was the only amount of money that I had to pay to the bank. When I said I would like to buy this house, they said, okay, you have to give us a down payment and do your mortgage insurance because you're paying less than 20%. However, some people will have to do a property transfer tax, which I did not have to do because in Canada, you don't have to pay that tax if you are a first-time home buyer. If this is the second time you've bought a house, I mean, you probably don't need to watch this video because you've already done all of this. I just watched a man on the back of a pickup, standing in the back of a pickup truck go down the road. This is the craziest day this road's ever had. In the rain. So, I then had to get a lawyer. And this is where the fees really start to add up. Because so far it doesn't sound that bad, right? You're like, okay, you have to pay your down payment and you have to pay mortgage insurance if you didn't reach that 20% milestone. Fine, not too bad. Well, here we go. The lawyer plus disbursements, which are all these little fees, was $1,200. I then had to pay a deed transfer tax, $650, a registration fee, $200, and title insurance, $175. These are all going to vary depending on where you are. Then, because I was in British Columbia when I was buying this house, my lawyer was in Nova Scotia because they were the ones that were dealing with my house purchase, and, oh, now it's raining.
Really got it all.
I know, it's a circus over here. And because of COVID, I couldn't come over here to sign the papers because I would have had to do a 2-week quarantine and I would have missed my deadline. I had to pay for a notary in BC to sign the documents and courier them over. So the notary, I can't remember exactly how much it was. It was either $150 or $200 or $250. It was in that range. I can't remember and I can't find it on my computer. I've been searching forever. It was in that range. And then I had to pay like another $50 to courier the paperwork over. So I have paid the bank. I have paid the lawyers. All that was left was these other things that I needed to do for myself that aren't legally required, but I wanted to do them. Actually, this next one was legally required. It was a water test. Apparently you can't buy a house in Canada if it doesn't have potable water, drinking water. So I had to pay $45 to do a test. That's fine. My real estate agent did it for me. And then I had to pay for an inspection. Like I was saying, you don't have to pay for an inspection, but obviously I wanted to have an inspection done on this 160-year-old house that I've never walked in at this point. So I had an inspection done. That was $517. And to do the water test, I had to have the pipes in this house de-winterized, which the seller of the home wouldn't do. So I had to pay for that to happen. So that was $150. Wow. So let me bring out the old calculator and see what I actually paid before I was able to move in. Wow, okay. I actually haven't looked at this number. It's $8,807, roughly. Now, this is a big number. That's a lot of money, and obviously that isn't the end of it. Every month I have to pay my mortgage and my home insurance and electricity and heat, which heat is the biggest problem in this house because it's not insulated, the windows are terrible, the roof needs to be redone, so I leak heat like crazy, so it's really expensive to heat. But the reason that I wanted to do this, share all of this information, and be really transparent was because I couldn't find this when I was doing this process. Buying a house is something that so many of us want, and some of us are lucky enough to get to do. To be fair, I had to move across literally the entire country to find a house I could afford. But it is a privilege to get to buy a house. But it doesn't have to be as expensive as you think it's going to be. You have to be willing to live really rurally, to maybe not live in the province or state or county or whatever other countries have that you are from or where your family is. Thankfully, I just made my entire family move with me, so just do that. But that is a doable amount. You know, like, I share this because that is a doable amount. I know a lot of people who've been watching my home renovation videos, thank you, by the way, and people who are like, I wish I could do this. I will never be able to do this. But I think that you can. Like I said, there's a lot of elements at play here. I don't know your life. And so maybe this isn't doable for you, but I wanted to share it with you so that you know that it isn't $100,000 that you have to have right now. You can save that up. You can save that up. This is the end of this video. I really hope that you took something from this. I feel a little nervous about being this vulnerable, so please be nice to me in the comments, or am I allowed to ask for that? Thank you so much to Luna. I feel like I need to use Luna right now to calm down a little bit and de-stress. Again, check them out in the description if you're interested, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in my next one.